In a world where power is a currency, a family thrives in the shadows. Meet the Corleones, a family bound not by blood alone, but by a shared understanding of strength and influence. At the helm of this intricate web is Vito Corleone, the patriarch, whose name resonates with a quiet yet palpable authority. Their sphere of influence stretches far and wide, reaching corners of the community that few dare to tread. They command respect, not through fear, but through a unique blend of charisma, wisdom, and silent power. Yet beneath the surface of this seemingly ordinary family lies a complex network of alliances and rivalries, a world where every action carries weight. They are the architects of their own destiny, the puppeteers of a grand narrative that unfolds in the shadows. They are the Corleones, a family bound by a legacy that transcends generations. But as time passes, the shadows begin to shift. The throne of shadows beckons, but its heir is reluctant. Meet Michael Corleone, the youngest son in a family bound by shadows. He's a war hero, a beacon of hope in a world clouded by uncertainty, a young man with a future as bright as the stars. Yet his lineage, a legacy steeped in darkness, calls him back, a siren song he struggles to ignore. Contrary to his brothers, the family business, a clandestine empire of power and influence, wasn't his chosen path. He yearned for a life of his own, one unmarred by the shadows of his ancestry. But destiny, as it often does, had other plans. When the safety of his family hung in the balance, teetering on the precipice of disaster, Michael found himself drawn towards the very world he had sought to escape. In the face of adversity, he did what any Corleone would do. In the face of adversity, Michael steps into the shadows. Every kingdom has its price, and in the underworld, it is steep. As Michael Corleone steps into his father's shoes, he quickly realizes that the mantle of leadership is not draped in velvet, but rather woven from the coarse fabric of treachery, violence, and moral compromise. The family business, which he had once viewed from a safe distance, now consumes his every waking moment, forcing him to navigate a labyrinth of peril and power plays. Michael's journey is not a smooth ascent to the throne, but a rocky path lined with thorns of ethical dilemmas. He wrestles with the dichotomy of good and evil, right and wrong. He grapples with the eternal question, can one be moral in an immoral world? He finds himself at the crossroads where survival and morality clash, where the rules of the street and the laws of the heart are at odds. His struggle is not merely a physical one, but a psychological battle. As he delves deeper into the underworld, he is forced to leave behind the innocence of his past. He slowly morphs into a character far removed from the war hero he once was, his soul darkened by the shadows of the underworld. He becomes the embodiment of the very thing he once despised, a ruthless figure in a ruthless world. With each decision, each action, Michael pays a steep price. The cost is not measured in currency, but in the erosion of his humanity, the loss of his innocence, the fading light of his morality. Yet he continues to pay, for the price of power is steep, but the cost of weakness in his world is steeper still. His transformation is a testament to the paradox of power. It liberates and imprisons, it empowers and corrupts, it demands a sacrifice, and Michael pays in full. He pays with his innocence, his morality, his soul. He pays with the very essence of who he once was, reshaping himself into the Godfather, the king of the underworld. Power demands sacrifice, and Michael pays in full. In the shadows, a hero transforms into a king. So unfolds the saga of Michael, the reluctant heir of the Corleone family. As the narrative unfurls, it is not just about a personal metamorphosis, but also the evolution of a legacy, a dynasty, and an empire. What makes Michael's transformation so compelling? It's his strategic mind. Like a grandmaster on a chessboard, each move he makes is calculated, precise, and always several steps ahead. He's not just playing the game, he's redefining it. His decisions may seem cold, even ruthless, but they are always driven by a single purpose, to protect the family. And yet, his tactics aren't for the faint of heart. They're ruthless, yes, but also necessary. In the world he inhabits, it's survival of the fittest. If he shows weakness, he puts everything at risk. So he hardens himself, becomes the iron hand that steers the family's fate. But this transformation comes at a cost. The sacrifices he makes for his family's survival are immense. He gives up his own dreams, his own ambitions. He trades personal happiness for power, tranquility for turmoil. The weight of his decisions, the lives he affects, they all etch lines of regret on his face. But he bears them stoically, for he knows that this is the price he must pay. He becomes an enigma, a paradox. He's loved and feared, respected and reviled. He's a man who has everything, yet has nothing. He's a hero and a villain, a savior and a destroyer. He's the very embodiment of power, and yet he's profoundly alone. His transformation is not just about becoming a leader, it's about becoming a symbol of power, of fear, of respect, a symbol that transcends the man and becomes the very essence of the Corleone family. In the end, the reluctant heir becomes the very thing he resisted. He becomes the Godfather. His transformation is complete. He is no longer just Michael Corleone. He is the embodiment of an empire, the personification of a legacy, and the epitome of a king. The throne is secure, but at what cost? We find ourselves in the aftermath of Michael's choices, a legacy steeped in shadows. Michael, once a reluctant heir, now sits atop an empire, a titan in the underworld. His success, however, casts a long, dark shadow, one that engulfs everything in its path. His rise to power, while extraordinary, has come with a heavy price. His family, once his sanctuary, is now a casualty of his ambition. The very thing he sought to protect has become the victim of his success. It's a paradox, a cruel twist of fate. His triumph in the underworld is marred by his failure to shield his loved ones from its perils. A king on a throne built on shaky grounds, Michael is a testament to the age-old question, at what cost does power come? The legacy he leaves behind is a testament to the profound impact of our choices. So we ask, does power justify the means?